I'm CraigO, and join me on my adventures with CraigO's cryptocurrency as we cover the blockchain, Web3, NFT, and cryptocurrency technologies. Interviewing the best in the industry, giving tips and tricks, and also sharing with you projects that I'm most excited about.
You're watching CraigO's Crypto Corner, the best in Web3, blockchain, NFT, and cryptocurrency technologies. Great reviews, incredible interviews, and today the things in Web3. So let me get right to it. All right, we're going to view my OpenSea account. We are, because there's some junk in the junkyard. I won't say what NFTs I think are junk, but if I don't really have strong opinion on it, I'm kind of thinking it's going to sit there and die. And I always talk about diversification because sometimes you'll land something great and other times you won't. And why I got into projects when I first started and why I'm in them now is completely different. So once you figured out how to set up an Ethereum wallet or a MetaMask and be able to get Ethereum on there from Coinbase to MetaMask and then be able to hop onto OpenSea and create your account and start to purchase and sell NFTs, gets really cool. It gets a lot of fun. So let me share this wallet with you guys. So what you can notice is couple things. First is metastaterealtor.eth. I actually purchased that domain name. Why? I'm a realtor, so why not purchase that? And as you can see in my current PFP, my profile picture is the Knights of Degen. And we're going to be having Drew Austin on July 11th. By the time this comes out, his episode will probably be edited. All right, so you can see that right now, this current wallet is showing that I have 35 collected NFTs. So what do I want to share with you guys? Maybe the ones I'm most excited about. So last night, the Inario 1600, as you can see it, I don't know much about that project. Well, Craig, why did you get into it? You're always saying products, direct, tied, and service. Well, I didn't have an anime, this type of artwork, and this was just strictly an artwork play. It feels to me like it's some reminiscent of some other projects that have done incredibly well. And I don't know, I liked it. It was reasonably priced, and I said, why not? Why not get it? It definitely has some decent volume, and it's been around, I think, since September of last year. Then you'll see that I have Stardust Metal and Stardust Oil. You'll see the 3X by the Stardust, the Monster Oil. These are directly connected to the Three Landers project. And that wallet, by the way, just kicked me out. And you're like, well, why did that happen? Perfect time to talk about the little nuances of Web3. The reason that happened is because I have a time clock on my MetaMask wallet. So automatically, to protect me and get me offline, it automatically will disconnect my wallet after a certain period of time. So that's something really cool to learn right now, just as we're going off this content. You can see the one that I'm most excited about is the Karma Monkey 2, right? This is part of the Karma collection. It's actually I believe this is a K1, K2s and K3s. That is the second launched collection from On-Chain Monkeys. I'm going to show you shortly their website. I have two Knights of Degen, the one in the PFP, the profile picture, and then this Knight of Degen with a special cigarette in its mouth and a sword. And when we talk about rarity and traits, it had some cool rarity with this emerald sword. We're also going to be having on the podcast, probably after this episode launches, we're going to be having Tunney Munney, co-founder. We're going to be having him come on, and we're going to talk about the Genesis collection and the gratitude as well. That's going to be Blake Ian. He's the co-founder and bringing the Tunney Munney collection from Peter Tunney into the Web3 space, and they're doing an incredible job. Now you also see these houses, these interchangeable algo homes. I don't know where they're going to go. I like the idea that this is a bunch of MIT students, a cast of female students who created this NFT collection. It was probably in the past 5 months. Who knows where it's going to go? But kind of cool. So I said, why not have it and see if something in the next 2 to 5 years pops off from that. I also got Poom.eth. It's actually a computer slogan. Don't ask me what it is off the cuff. I couldn't tell you. As you can see, that is the Tunney collection. That is the NFT collection. I'm really excited about that collection. It's upward momentum. Only time will tell, but they have some really creative people on their team. And most importantly, Peter Tunney, their artist. Spoiled Banana Society, I did the NFT review week with them and played a great game of ping pong with Richard Wagner, who's the co-owner of that project with his brother Boris Wagner, who's the head of Discord for Yuga Labs and Bored Ape Yacht. And Richard Wagner himself is a Grammy award-winning artist, so their Spoiled Banana collection is pretty cool. As you can see, the Floor Generation app, that actually is only for the iPhone. So it actually will allow you to know about drops before they happen. By having that collection, there is some certain uniqueness on the Ethereum blockchain. Kind of cool. I don't really interact with it. As you can see, the N30 artwork right next to it. I'll widen in the screen. Kind of cool, kind of weird. Don't know. Tried it out. My friend is one of the people over in a Valuable Club, and that's their Genesis collection. And they actually launched a Streak token, a 721 NFT token, which it's blank. They actually had an error in their smart contract. So for nostalgia reasons, like if you had a Mickey Mantle that had a bent or a crease, and that collection does well, or not a bent or a crease, because obviously that would be a damage, but had a misprint, that would be a misprint concerning smart contract. As you can see, the Karma Monkey that I talked about, these are the Genesis monkeys. So when these Genesis monkeys consume a dessert, the D1 pop, they actually create this right here, this Karma Monkey. And that is part of a burning mechanism. So in the smart contract, the original contract says when you combine with this thing that they call a dessert, with this smart contract, you then will create this Karma Monkey from this Genesis and monkey and the dessert. Police Punks, I don't know. I thought it was a cool play on CryptoPunks and anything that was pixelated artwork last year. There were certain times in 2021 where there were certain projects where I was going to try to play the paper hands approach and get 3 or 4 and then, offload them. Well, that didn't work out for me. Listen, I'd rather tell you about more of my failures than my successes. That was a failure. The HODL gang, the whole thing with HODL is to hold. So they just reverse those 2 letters, and it's that HODL mentality, which I think is really, really cool. I actually just want to share this collection with you for a couple reasons. All right. So right now, they did 458 ETH in traded volume. You multiply that, that's some serious money. That's, almost close to right now, $500,000 at one point. If you multiplied that by 4, that was about $2 million in overall traded volume. The collection really hasn't done anything, and it's had a massive drop since, but it is one of the first, as I understand, Ethereum projects that did this mobility of this in-walking mobility for these types of collections. So I thought it was really cool. It's I believe the first semi-animated collection. I don't know if I could call it animated, but for all the sakes and purposes, I guess we will call it that. So that, in short, unless there's anything else that I wanted to share on my wallet, let me just come back out of hugging. I just wanted to show you their volume. Let me just come out of here. Bear with me. See, again, that's just what it is. I wanted you to see this, guys, for the second time. My wallet signs me out if I'm not interacting with it over a certain amount of time. I believe I put it to timeout after 5 minutes. So that way I don't have to remember each time to disconnect my wallet. I'm just looking to see if there were any other things in this collection, in my collection, that I wanted to share with you. So I would say of my whole collection of 35 things, I can go the 2 on-chain monkeys, I can go the dessert, the Metastate Realtor, Spoiled Banana Society. I love the Tunney stuff. Again, I don't know what the financial momentum of any of these projects are going to be. Poom.eth, the ENS domain name, my Karma Monkey, my 2 Nights of Degen, and even my gratitude piece that was airdropped for being a member of Tunney and minting that project with 2 tokens at its initial launch. All right, so on-chain monkeys. I want to give a big shout out to Danny Yang and Amanda Terry. Guys, I hope I can get you onto my podcast. I would love to have you on, talk more in depth about this project. And so in real time, maybe to attract you guys with me. And again, I'm not a whole bunch of tokens. My cousin's a major holder in this particular collection. and he absolutely loves it. And it was his conviction that got me in at very first. Tony, can you show up that screen share so we can show that I am a proud holder of 2 Genesis monkeys, 2 incredible ice pops. And I don't think right now I'm going to have my Genesis monkeys eat their dessert. As I already have 1 Karma Monkey where I got my early pass, got it in for half an ETH, and I'm so excited and so grateful to have 5 different unique tokens in your project. But one of the things that I wanted to share as a tip to our newbie holders, or to our newbies, whether you're a holder of an NFT or not, is when you want to learn about a website and you want to, figure out if you're doing your due diligence, right? Due diligence being a big word. This website, I absolutely love it. I love the art. I love the creativity. I love what you're doing. I love how you break it down. I like how you have right over here your team asterisk, which then goes into all the people. We could talk about the founders, Danny Yang. He's a PhD, and it goes into depth. Amanda Terry, I would love to have you on as my guest. Former digital media business development executive at Twitter, NBC. New Star community lead. I mean, it just, the list goes on and on. They've got some really cool people in here, the artists, collaborative efforts in here. But more importantly, what I wanted to say is the amazing Karma collection is phenomenal. What you guys did with the artwork, I think you have surpassed a lot of projects, not just in creativity, but also on execution. And for those of you that don't know, what makes this collection very special is that it was launched all on one chain, reducing and minimizing gas fees. And if Amanda Terry, you come onto my podcast, I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about the Karma Mint. I want to talk about the pros that you saw, the community engagement involvement. I also want to talk about new wallet holders into this space, right? Because it's about getting new people on, and also the things that you guys are doing in the space, such as your DAO, community projects. I want to dive in with you if I can, if I have that opportunity. All right, so let's go to next. All right, so one of the things that I've been very big on, and I've been communicating a lot with High Res and his team over at Hog Homies, and we have a thing called the Elron Clubhouse. I would love for you to join me on Twitter if you can. If you set up your Maiar wallet, we're going to talk a little bit about that and how simple it is. You can set it up as an app on your phone, or you can put it as a browser Chrome extension. Really cool. So I'd highly recommend that you do that. And when you do get your new wallet, never back it up onto Google Drive. Always write down your seed phrase, which is most important. As long as you have that in safekeeping and it's not backed up to a computer, you're in really good shape. So I want to show you guys with screen share. I want to show you the Clubhouse. Let's go into there. All right. So this Clubhouse is going to continue to grow and become more powerful. And I want to talk a little bit specifically why I'm so excited about it. Why the Clubhouse? Well, it's going to be a cross blockchain networking with alphas in the space, general Web3 content. So we're going to have a tech page where we share some really good stuff, including my podcast, a little shameless shill for you. And you're also going to maybe have the opportunity through my podcast and other great people in the space informing you general things in Web3, upcoming projects, mint days, collaborative efforts. But you can only really have access to that page on Discord, right? If you hold the tech key, and you can get that tech key on Frame It, which is a market trading place. And then also secondary as well, is you can also get it on Dead Rare. I'm actually speaking with the guys over at Frame It. They're a market trading place on the Elron blockchain. Very excited because hopefully in the coming months, we will have them on as well. So I explained why the Clubhouse. I want to just take you a little bit into there, just to kind of show you a little bit about what's going on. High Res, again, is his Hog Homie collection, but he also created the Elron Clubhouse for a lot of really good reasons. One of them is cross project networking. And, as Drew Austin said from Knights of Degen, we can refer to these as communities and networks, but we want them to become viable businesses, especially right now in the bear market. We want people to start to really get involved, not only understand the nuances and the speak of the technology, but also how to actually apply it. And so I want to show you guys the Elron key so you can see what it's like. So this is the key. This is the Elron Clubhouse key. I actually have one. I actually gave away 3 to people in my network as a gift giveaway. But what I'd love you guys to do is, if you're able to set up your Maiar wallet, which is this screen right here, you literally will download your Maiar. You can download it as a Chrome extension, or you can do it directly from your phone. I highly, highly recommend it. Again, write down your seed phrase, keep it separate. But once you have that, then you're going to need to get eGold, EGLD, which is the native token of the Elrond blockchain, onto the Maiar app. There's a few different ways that you can do that directly through MoonPay, which are associated fees to do that. I believe it's $25 plus, I believe it's 2.5 or 3.5%. So be careful. Again, you want to understand what you're getting into, but you can also take it from Cash App, bring it on over to Binance. You purchase Bitcoin, and then you go over to Binance.us. You convert the Bitcoin into eGold, EGLD, and then you can then take that and bring it over to your Maiar app. Please take your time. I know that's very complicated, so I did make a video for that. Leave some comments or shares, but there are also other instructional videos as well that will take you through that process. But again, it's learning the nuances, because you could want to get involved into a project, but if you haven't put money onto a wallet and you haven't moved things around before, you might want to learn how to do that part of the process. But joining into Twitter initially doesn't cost you anything, and to follow and ask questions and engage with the community and ask these nuanced questions like, hey, how do I get eGold onto my Maiar app? What do I need to know about it? You'll get a lot of great information. Don't click on any malicious links. Always be wary, because in this space, scammers are amongst us, and we need to be careful to protect ourselves. So the Maiar app is very easy to use. When you set it up, you're actually going to be requested to set up a hero tag. I am at CraigO. That hero tag is sort of like on the Ethereum blockchain. You actually have to purchase. I purchased metastate.eth, and I also metastaterealtor.eth, and I also purchased poom.eth. On the Maiar app, which is on the Elrond blockchain, you do not. A hero tag is absolutely free. It is a very easy to use platform that is not intimidating. So oftentimes you'll hear me speak about mass adoption, and I think that is really, really, really important. So I did explain about the Elrond Clubhouse. I would love to see you guys in there. Just start liking the page. Give me a shout out. If you like the video content we're putting up, give me a shout out, and subscribe to us on Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube and TikTok. And by the way, I'm not Lin-Manuel. I do love that. I do love that guy. He's awesome. Maybe he collects crypto. Maybe we'll have him on the show one of these days. Who knows, right? I'm getting a head nod from our crew here. So again, it's very, very important that you understand what you're doing before you start playing around in this space. I want to get into the next thing, which is great tweets by Cantino.eth. I'm actually going to pull it up. I thought I had actually saved it onto my computer, and I didn't. Bear with me for a second. Here we go in real time. This guy is a freaking awesome. I'm surprised. Aren't I following him? Yeah, I'm following him. There I am. So I've been retweeting his stuff. Funny enough, I didn't follow him before, but I was retweeting his stuff, and he's written some really cool things. I'm actually going down to the one that I think make the most sense. To date, lenders have been adverse to NFT holders borrowing against their assets. But as institutional dollars flow in and assets become better stores of value, collateral markets will promise flexibility and liquidity for all NFT holders, not just whales. As you follow this guy, he just has a bedrock of knowledge. He's had early success. Obviously, he owns a CryptoPunk, which is very big. I'm assuming he probably has Bored Apes and many other things. So a shout out to you, Cantino. I really like the content that you're putting. He's a verified account. As you can see, guys, we always talk about that check mark. Very important, so you know who you're communicating with and that it is not a fake account, because there are accounts as you start to grow. Maybe I'm going to have a fake CraigO out there. But for right now, not big enough to do that, and that's totally good by me. Takes a little pressure off. Coinbase. So let's talk about this, right? So they said that money flowing into non-major currencies, non-major cryptocurrencies is down by 78%. I'm not surprised. It's happening all around us. We need to be aware of it. And right now, this is a time for people who have liquidity, who've been in the space, to double down on what they believe in. If they don't, liquidate and take your losses. And when the next bull run comes around, don't hop back in. You hopped out when it was bad. And that told you something about your risk assessment appetite. And I've been talking a lot about that with my own self, looking in the mirror going, Craig, do you really believe in these projects? How long can you look out? And I'm really having to look at what is my cost of living, what's the income, and then balancing out how far do I want to get in. And I am at a comfortable space right now. I became comfortably uncomfortable, but I'm where I need to be in this very moment. I want to also give a shout out to Pit Panther 01 on Discord and Twitter. He is amazing. He has great collaborative efforts with Hi-Rez, heavily involved in the Elrond blockchain. He's bringing awareness to NFT projects that have a driven purpose. So I want to talk about that driven purpose. There is a 1-year-old named Victor. He has SMA. Right before his first birthday, he was diagnosed with SMA. This is a rare disease that affects the muscles. When we are about 300 days from his second birthday, his father, Valentin, has been an active member on the Elrond community since the last year and just discovered this issue and wants to bring awareness to it. He teamed up with many different projects on the Elrond network to create Super Victors. Super Victors you can find on Frame It. I went on specifically on there. I want to see if I can pull up that screen share so you can see this beautiful artwork. I bought one last night. So I don't mind getting involved in charitable organizations or organizations that have direct impact, especially among children. You guys know I have 2 kids of my own, 2 amazing children. So when we can do things that actually make a difference in this world through Web3, we're bringing more people to network and collaborate, and they do have some prizes that you can win as well. So if you are able to set up your Maiar wallet, you're able to put that on. This is not about a money play. This is about grabbing something that eventually might have a value on its own, but its initial driven purpose is to support and raise money for little Victor. The project has many giveaways to various holders. The cost of the treatment is $2.1 million right now. He is about 10% of the way towards his goal. So again, those are just some things in this space that I wanted to share with you. One new notice that I do want to share. The U.S. Office of Government and Ethics prohibits any federal government employee who owns cryptocurrency, I like this one, from working on federal crypto regulations. Oh, go figure. So I guess the government has a conscience. I mean, listen, I think government's needed. I want to be very clear. I'm not anti, but that's good that you're announcing it to the world when you pretty much behind doors can do whatever you want because you're the government, respectfully. This includes employees at the White House. That's great. You know, I want to make sure that nobody gets into it. The Federal Reserve, which prints all this extra money we have. That's great. And the Department of Treasury. So again, it's nice to see that some regulations are even coming from within and that it's being announced out. So maybe we as a general collective for mass adoption purposes can feel confident. This is CraigO's Crypto signing off. I look forward to connecting with you guys again for the best in Web3, blockchain, NFT, and cryptocurrency technology information. Have a great one.